Hey everybody, welcome back to the Serious Disaster channel and welcome to a new video. It has been 3 weeks since I have said that intro. Wow. So the point of this week's video is to just basically update you all where I have been for the last 3 weeks because I kind of just dropped off the face of the planet if you don't follow me on like social media at all. Also in the 3 weeks that I have been gone, I have accumulated 4 books that I want to show you all. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you've already seen half of these, but you haven't seen the other half, so keep on watching. So there's not really a lot to this story. I can't turn it into a whole story time, but basically a couple weeks ago I was taking Bookstagram photos on my desk here, and I was kind of in a rush because I needed to get to my Zoom class like from my desk to my bed here, so I was like, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up. And I was taking photos of these books and I was holding my camera and I did the fatal flaw that my photography teacher from high school would literally kill me for because he just drilled it into my mind that you're not supposed to do this, but I was holding my camera without having the strap kind of wrapped around my wrist. I do that all the time when I'm taking pictures because of this exact reason. And basically what had happened was I was taking photos and my hand slipped at some point, my camera fell, and let me show you my desk so that you can see the scene of the crime. Okay, so here's my desk. There's the tripod, it's right here. You can see that my desk is not that high off the ground, and I also have this chair right here. This wasn't on it, this blanket was gone, but basically, I was sitting here taking pictures, like minding my own business, and the strap was not around my wrist, and my hand slipped, this camera fell onto the chair, and I basically broke the lens. So yeah, that's kind of the whole story to this situation. From my like breast height to my chair is like 2 or 3 feet. So the camera fell 2 or 3 feet, and what had happened was my reflexes kicked in and I tried to grab the camera as it was falling and I accidentally kind of like hit it even harder on the chair, so I kind of like smashed the lens in basically. I'll insert a picture here so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, so my lens broke and I was devastated because I've had this camera for forever and I've never done anything bad to it. That's my first time like really messing up some of my camera equipment, so I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this has happened to me. And then it slowly kind of trickled into a realization that I couldn't make videos without having this camera around because I have a Canon DSLR, but it doesn't have like a flip out screen, so I wouldn't be able to see myself when I'm recording. So yeah, that's what happened. I'm clumsy and it cost me $150. But yeah, so that's kind of the story time of why I've been gone for a couple weeks, and also I've just had some other hobbies that I've been getting into in the meantime. If you also follow me on Twitter, you saw this thread that I posted yesterday, now that I'm filming it. You can go look at the thread if you want to know the updates to that situation. But basically, I'm starting an environmental podcast. I did my first interview the other day and I spent like all week preparing for it, so I was super happy with it. So yeah, go check the tweet if you want to know more about it. Anyway, I didn't want this video to be super long, so let me just show you the 4 books that I got and let's call it a day, shall we? These 4 books that I'm about to mention, there's only like 1 or 2 that are maybe like popular here on BookTube. The first one that I want to talk about is the long-awaited Girls of Storm and Shadow. Okay, I finally bought it. If you were on my channel in November, I read Girls of Paper and Fire, did a whole reading vlog on it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a reading vlog on Girls of Storm and Shadow just because I'm literally not going anywhere. So I don't know how much content I can put into a reading vlog just from home. But yeah, so let me know down below if you want a reading vlog from home of me reading Girls of Storm and Shadow. I wouldn't mind, but I'll just have to get creative, I guess. But yeah, I'm so excited to be back in the world of Lay and Ren to see where the story takes us, and I'm also very terrified because Natasha Nung's tweets scare me. Book number 2 is The Grace Year. This is by Kim Leggett. I have had this book on my Goodreads TBR for literally like a year now, I believe. It's been one of those books that I have seen people read, but I haven't really read a lot of reviews for. The synopsis of this book has like caught me from day one, and I've always been like, I want to read that book, I just don't know when I'm going to get to it, so the time has finally come. I'm very excited to read this book. I really hope I like it. I've wanted it for a while, and yeah. Third to last book we're talking about is Just for Clicks by Kara McDowell. This is another book that has been on my Goodreads TBR for literally like a year or more. Another one that I was like, I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I really want to read it. Just a basic synopsis of this one, just because I'm really interested in it. It's about like a mommy vlogger that has twins and they accidentally go viral, and now they have to like keep up their platform, and one twin likes it and one twin hates it, and I'm just very excited to see this aspect of social media kind of explored. So yeah, this one's exciting. And the last book that we're talking about is one that I am not anticipating most people on BookTube to know about or like, but it's called The Story of More: How We Got to Climate Change and Where to Go From Here by Hope Jahren. If you've been on my channel, if you've been on my blog back in the day, you know I love Hope Jahren. She's like my badass woman scientist. I love her. She's my inspiration. And this is her newest book that came out. It's actually from the UK. This is the UK version of the book. I got it off Book Depository. And it's such a short book. I can't wait to read it. I'm gonna just like sit down and finish this in one go because it's so short and I love her. So yeah, this one's basically just for me as an environmental scientist, but yeah. So in the 3 weeks that I've been gone, here are the 4 books that I have accumulated that I have to add to my shelf somewhere in there. I don't know where they're gonna go, but they're gonna go somewhere. But yeah, so that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm glad to be back, and I will hope to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!